Got the pressure washer, got the table saw, got the saw horses, got another paint sprayer over there that I haven't had out in a long time. I got some hose over there, right there, up at the storage unit, leaving from there, and up in the fortaroo today because it is too hot not to be. Hey there, what's going on? It is 11:30 in the morning, Wednesday morning, and getting prepared for a big residential job that's not for 2 weeks, but I'm slowly trying to get moved out of this storage unit because it's of absolutely no use to me anymore. We don't do any work over in this area where the storage unit is anymore, so I got to get rid of this thing. This is $360 a month that I don't need to be paying for. Now, the only good thing about this, aside from the fact that all of my flip house tools and leftover remnants of that are in there, is the fact that it could be used as a filming location if it was ever needed. For example, today it's hot as shit outside. It's 90 degrees right now. And it's too hot to be outside filming, but that's what we're getting ready to do. I'm gonna go get up with Tom again. I just got up with him yesterday for the first time. I've got some big ideas that I'd like to put together with Tom. Not able to get up with Lucky today. I actually tried to go get up with him, and I met the guy who was homeless with him, his homeless running buddy, a guy by the name of Kurt. And Lucky has told me a lot about Kurt. So when I go to the location where I usually find Lucky at, I thought he was there because I saw all of the stuff sitting by the road, all of the artwork and stuff, and turns out that wasn't his stuff, that was Kurt's stuff. I got a chance to talk with Kurt for a little bit. He actually walked up to me and was like, "Hey Joe," and I wasn't so surprised by that because, you know, he probably saw the videos, or maybe he saw the videos, but that wasn't the case at all. They don't have a phone. They have no way to see these videos. In fact, Kurt told me that he got rid of the only phone that they had. He threw it away. He said, "I don't even want a damn phone." But the interesting thing about this guy Kurt is he knows me from middle school. He was like, "Yeah, we went to school together. John Yates Middle School. I know your brother as well." I'm like, "Holy shit, dude, I don't even remember you." He was like, "We all used to skateboard at the church together." I gotta look this guy up. I gotta go try to remember who he is. I said, I don't really remember anybody from back then, but he certainly remembered me. He had seen After Prison Show, you know, throughout the course of time. He hasn't seen it recently, but we were talking about that for a little bit, and I thought to myself, man, Kurt would be an interesting person to feature and showcase, but I don't want to get too far out there with all of that. You know, we're working with Lucky right this second. We're going to see where that goes, and hopefully that goes somewhere well and somewhere positive, but you never know how that situation is going to turn out. And I would hate to not have been able to get up with Lucky today, and here we are filming with his buddy. Who knows how he would have taken that, but maybe he wouldn't even have cared. Who knows? But I bet you Kurt's got an interesting story to share. It certainly looks like he does, and he's well-spoken like Lucky is, so, you know, who knows? I asked him where Lucky was. He said he had no idea. He said that he woke up this morning and Lucky's bag was there, but he wasn't. So I got no idea what's up with that. Kurt was telling me that he hoped something bad hadn't have happened, and I hope not as well. But tomorrow's the day that I'm supposed to get up with Lucky, so hopefully all is going to be well there. Anyways, I'm going to go get up with Tom. Tom's got to work in a little while. He's working 2 days a week at a restaurant cooking. He's making $250 a week. He shared that with us in the first video that I filmed with him since getting back reunited with him. And I really want to hear more of his story of this last incarceration that he just went through, these 5 months. And even though that's not a lot of time, I'm curious to know, was he tattooing while he was in the jail? How was he surviving for these 5 months? And more important than that, I want to hear the extradition story. I've never been extradited. When you get locked up in another state and you have charges, or, you know, pending charges in a different state, they've got to transport you there. And he would have to get transported from Maryland to Virginia. Now, though that's probably not that long of a ride, I'm very curious to hear how all of that went. Did they take him in a paddy wagon van? Did they feed him anything outside of a bag lunch? Did they stop at McDonald's or the gas station, get him a drink? How was the traveling experience? Was he shackled and handcuffed the whole time? What about bathroom breaks? I don't know why I'm so intrigued by this, but it almost reminds me of like some Con Air type of a feel, even though it's nothing like that at all. Let's go get up with Tom. Let's hear a little bit more of what he has to share, and I promise you, I'm pretty much 2 feet out of the painting business, even though I'm not going to quit it, because we have picked up, you know, some really, really good work, and we have some really, really good properties that we're working with, and some residential work. So even though I'm 2 feet out with most of the work that we're doing, I'm still going to be doing that. But if I'm 2 feet out of the painting business, so to speak, best believe I'm all in here on After Prison Show. Wherever that leads, if anywhere at all. I promise. I'm about to give this thing my all. Let's go get up with Tom and hear what he's got to share.
Bright out here, buddy.
It is.
Hey, you want to know the one thing that I kept besides my sobriety?
What's that?
My freaking Ray-Bans.
Good for you.
Good for me.
All right, we're filming? Cool, we are. All right, I hate to say this. I don't want this to be all shaken. Let me make sure I try to tighten this guy up as much as I can. Tighten this guy up as much as I can. All right, cool. Hopefully this is gonna be good. All right, hey, I just got up with Tom. Real quick, let me show you. We got his means of transportation to get to his cooking job right here, his bicycle. And I told him I'd give him a ride to work when we get done filming a little bit. But it's really interesting where we're getting ready to be filming at. We're gonna walk and talk a little bit, because where we are is right here in a vacant, abandoned shopping center. There's some guys doing work over there. We are probably trespassing, but we're causing no problems. And it's important that we're here at this specific area. I really want to get a good shot of this, because it's important. And Tom, did you ever deal with this place when it existed?
No, they had already stopped the workforce here.
Oh, you gave it away. No worries.
Well, yeah, I mean the program was shut down by that time. So yeah, no
worries. Look,
drop the bomb. Go ahead.
But that's what it is. So this huge conglomeration of a building right here used to be a place called Workforce. And when guys came home, they were able to come here and get job skills and help with employment?
They gave you help with employment. You could get clothing, vouchers, tools. They had programs with a couple of different big box stores where you could get tools, things of that nature. Hooked you up with jobs. Had job training there as well for some basic skills, carpentry, roofing, things of that nature. They did start a HVAC program, and then of course they closed down, and that was the end of that.
Why did this place close down, do you know?
Funding. Everything is funding.
Did they move to a different location? I imagine they did.
There is, yeah. There's a new location. It's a lot smaller.
It's over there by the old mall, right?
Yes, yeah. It's a little smaller. It's not as big, and I don't know if they're doing as much as they were before, but they're still helping people, which is important.
Have you gone there at all, or you really don't got no?
I don't have. Yeah, I can't do anything now because of the injuries. I can't do construction anymore. You know, I can't.
I was going to offer you a job back at the painting business.
Yeah, I can't climb anymore. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have to climb ladders, stuff like that, I'm fine. You know, I have the nerve damage in my neck prevents me from turning my head completely to the right. So I do a lot of this now. So,
you're a forklift.
Yeah, I'm a forklift. Yes, very much so.
I want to share more about this location because it's super important to After Prison Show. It may not seem like it right this second, but when I tell you why this is super important, Well, you'll know then. But anyways, I had one encounter with this place many years ago when this place was still in business and still existing at this location. 5-6 years ago, I think it might have been somewhere around that time, they hosted a big job fair here. And me and Cody went undercover at this place. I wore a wire. You may remember this story now. And it was here during this job fair that they were doing, Joe undercover, where we first met Danny. And that's where the Danny story here on After Prison Show actually began from. I think to myself, you know, how many people actually got help from here? It would be interesting to know, you know, some stats about this place.
Absolutely.
Are there success stories from here? People who have started from this location and are now doing really well after prison.
Yeah, well, I mean, statistically, yeah, they had a really good attrition rate for people that went from the program into the workforce. They helped a lot of people. The other ironic thing that I think I should point out to you, Joe, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, but this is the old spot for the Norfolk Public Health Building is right next door to it. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't.
Yeah.
So you could have a 2-for-1 if you needed
it. Yeah, a twofer. Yeah. It's always,
you could go get some job training, some job skills, some help with employment possibly.
And get checked for an STD.
And I was literally going to say probably exactly that. If you know anything about me and, you know, my after prison show, after show with Joe Does Stuff and what I was attempting to do with that, you know how much I really like old bandos. I just get so intrigued by places like this. I wish I had the drone footage so we could get some overhead of this parking lot, because it seems like all people have been doing here now is
drifting.
Yeah, I wanted to say it some kind of a way to make it seem like spinning out while getting spun out, or
spun out while you're spinning out.
Yeah, that's probably
running over each other
in super poor taste.
Yeah.
But you can see some folks are over here working on this place, and this was a place that used to help guys coming home, and now they're getting ready to turn it into a frickin' Target.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's about apropos, you know.
This is a location that's definitely on the come up, a location that, you know, has definitely been poverty stricken around here, but they've built this place up so much around this. I guess it only makes sense that, you know, Target or Walmart would come in here and take this over.
You know what the workforce building used to be, right?
No.
Rite Aid. That was Rite Aid.
Yeah, it looks like it certainly was that.
Rite Aid. There was a Kmart here a long time ago. And so this thing's changed hands a bunch of times because of the location here at Ward's Corner. You know, you have a lot of big box stores move in and out of here. Not exactly the most, you know, friendly demographic area.
Yeah, it definitely had a lot of poverty, a lot of violence out here. Let's walk and talk a little bit, man.
Absolutely, sure.
All right, so I filmed a little bit prior to getting up with you, a little bit of an introduction, saying that, you know, one thing that I certainly wanted to address and get the story of is your extradition. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's go post up by this lamp pole and talk a little bit.
Sure.
Before we get to the extradition story, you just did 5 months for a restraining order.
Protective order violation.
What's the difference between a restraining order and a protective order?
So the restraining order, protective order, it's just what Virginia calls it restraining orders, protective orders. Maryland only refers to it as a protective order. Restraining order is a little less watered. It's watered down more. Protective order is a little more, you know, law enforced, and can also lead to a felony if you are convicted of the violation of the protective order. Whereas I think the restraining order just leads to a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Either way, you're still going to get in trouble.
I want to look that up because I'd like to know, I'd like a little more clarity on that. That's an interesting question that we just posed here.
Yeah.
But I mentioned that because you dealing with that and trying to get beyond that, you end up serving 5 months between Maryland and Virginia.
Correct.
Tom, what did you do to pass the time during those 5 months? Did you have any support? How were you hustling in there?
So, no, I didn't have any support. As I told you earlier in our other segment, I lost everything. The money that was in my bank account, the girl took. The truck was gone, everything. I basically had no means of support whatsoever. What little money I had in my wallet was gone in a matter of weeks, sitting in local jails because they charge you to sit in jail. $3 a day wherever you're at, except for Maryland. Maryland doesn't charge you to sit in jail. I was in the Maryland jail, and I have to say this for Maryland, for Cecil County, kudos to them for having carpeting in the quad. So yeah, I'd never experienced that before. I've never been in a jail that had carpeting. So
when you got in there and you saw the carpet, you probably said to yourself, oh, I know they about to feed me good.
Yeah. They actually had good food.
Yeah, if they got carpet, they got good food.
They had good food, yeah. My Yelp rating was pretty high for them. I'd give them about a 3-star. So I was there for 30 days. Virginia literally waited until the very
Can we turn around? Sure. And it's only because I got the wind.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the wind is catching this wind screen.
No problem. So I was there for 30 days. Virginia actually waited until the very last day to come pick me up. They sent these 2 extradition officers that were wearing man buns to come pick me up. And we listened.
Man buns?
Man buns. You know, the little strip of hair here with the ponytail in the back. Yeah.
Oh, they were serious.
They were real serial guys.
Serial.
Yeah. So and I was subjected to their music the whole time. Which
what was their choice of music?
It consisted of a lot of Jelly Roll. I listened to Jelly Roll pretty much.
Jelly Roll's pretty freaking popular these days.
I like Jelly Roll, but you know,
on repeat probably gets
6.5 hours of Jelly Roll, which by the way, that's the time it took, 6.5 hours to get from Elkton, Maryland to Virginia Beach. 6.5 hours.
They're making time and a half.
Yeah, and they're making good money, and I'm not. And then they brought me to Virginia Beach. And
well, hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Did I get fed? No. They brought me a paper bag.
Ah, man, that was one of the questions I had. Is did they stop at McDonald's?
Nope.
What about bathroom breaks?
Yes, I got 2 bathroom breaks.
Where'd they take you? To a Wawa or something?
No, public rest stop. Public rest stop.
Were they sitting over you watching?
Absolutely.
Watching everything you were doing?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to make any jokes about this because it's a very serious thing. They're escorting you into a rest stop. There's people all around, I imagine. Embarrassment level 1 through 10, where are you at?
27. It's a good number, 27. I actually had a guy who opened the door as we were coming in and was holding the door for me till he realized the guy behind me is wearing a
bulletproof
vest with a gun, with his hand on the gun and his hand on the back of my shirt, escorting me into the bathroom. And the guy was like, oh wow, and kept going and let go of the door and everything.
You should have acted like you were some like maniac.
Yeah.
Oh wow is right.
Yeah. Oh wow, I know where you live. But yeah, so, and
they call me Taco Punch.
The other Tom Balls. Anyway, so I walk into the bathroom and this guy is right behind me while I'm taking a leak, man, bro. Stage
fright at all?
No. I've peed in a bottle enough times it doesn't bother me anymore. I think I almost pee anywhere. Almost, yeah, pretty much.
So what kind of small talk's taking place at the urinal?
So, I'm standing there and some other people come in and I see them out of the corner of my eyes. I'm taking a leak. They come in and they see me and dude, and they turn around and go back out.
Come on, little Timmy.
And I'm looking over my shoulder at dude, and I'm like, yo man, this is not uncomfortable for you? And he's like, well, I just got to make sure you don't go anywhere. I'm like, dude, I'm pissing. I'm not going anywhere.
Says every guy.
Yeah, says every guy. But I'm waist chained with one hand still hooked to the waist chain.
Oh, I would not have been able to pee.
And I was like, dude, this is unreal.
My stage fright would have been through the roof.
Yeah, it was just really uncomfortable. Other than that, you know, then we walked back out, and of course there were you know, people milling around that were waiting to go in the bathroom, and we walked back out, And, you know, they're, of course, looking, you know, like, oh, look at the bad man. I'm thinking to myself, you know, yeah, the bad guy who's here for no reason on a violation for nothing. So it was uncomfortable, absolutely.
Would they escort you in? Paddy wagon?
No, in a expedition.
Oh, comfortable ride.
Nice, comfortable
air
ride.
Conditioning,
air conditioning. Yeah. So.
But no snacks.
No snacks.
No soda.
No
cigarette.
All they handed me was a paper bag, buddy, with the plastic bag juice, peanut butter and jelly, with an apple. And, you know, have you ever tried to eat an apple like this? I'm just saying.
Can we get that for the thumbnail?
I'm saying, what's going on, man? Why would you do that to you? Why would you hand me food and not just take one hand loose? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to kill you with one hand. I mean, what am I going to do? Beat you to death with an apple?
Hey,
serious.
it could happen.
It could happen. Yeah. I'm sure there's a guy out there that can do that. It's not me, but yeah. So, yeah, the ride was.
It sucked.
It sucked all the way, 100%.
All right, well, we got the extradition out of the way. Let's go back to you passing the time while you're in any of these jails. It doesn't matter which one, because I imagine the story is the same.
It is.
Were you tattooing?
Yes.
So you get locked up, and it's immediately, hey, who needs some ink?
Who needs some ink? And I need some ink pens. I need a shampoo bottle. I need somebody got a staple or two. They have e-cigs at the beach, so those come in handy for parts. And I begin to sit down and manufacture a water tattoo machine.
All right, time out. All right, quick little intermission right here. Tom's talking about something I've never heard of, I've never even seen. Allegedly, this stuff is all over TikTok. He pulled it up on his phone and he showed me. Shows you how far out of the loop that I am. You know, if I was locked up today, I'm sure I would know what this is. But Tom says to me on the ride over here, he says, I even learned how to make a water gun while I was locked up. I'm thinking of some kind of, you know, super soaker or something like that. I thought it was some kind of a Fifi. You learned how to make a water gun.
Yes.
When you first see this, you know, what are your thoughts? Like, oh my God, this is MacGyver all the way.
So the guy goes, well, yeah, we got a water gun. And I look at it and I go, who came up with this? And mind you, what they had was a rough
and tumble version of.
And I look at it and I go, okay, well, I think I know a way to improve on this, make it work a little bit better, because it was clunky and it didn't work properly. It worked sometimes, you had to bang it, make the wheel spin, and they didn't really put it together, just kind of slapped it together and oh, look, we got a tattoo machine.
Explain to us, and I mean, because you're explaining this to me as well. What the hell is a water gun, Tom?
Okay, so the sinks, every jail has a sink, and most of the time it's a stainless steel triangular unit with a toilet bowl attached to it. I have to tell you, by the way, those things are cold when you have to poop. Anyway, but it's got two little push buttons. You press the button in and water comes out of it. So what you do is you manufacture using pen tubes. By the way, in jail you can't have a regular ballpoint pen because you might stab somebody in the face with it.
You gotta have the flex pen.
So they give you a flex pen,
which has a little plastic
tubing on it.
Rubber tube on it.
Rubber tubing on it. So you take those, put them together, make a hose. Take a small shampoo bottle, grind it on the ground, take the bottom off of it, or if you can get a razor blade, use a razor blade from the guy who got the extra razor, and you take the blade out of it and turn the blade in. Keep the blade, use it to cut your crap apart. Take one of the e-cigs and use the actuator to be able to melt the plastic together, what you want to fabricate. And what you do is you create a paddle out of the piece that you cut off the bottom. You make a pinwheel, and you cut it, slot it, bend it, and make a small water wheel. Use the pieces out of a pen tube and the pen tip, the ballpoint, and manufacture a small wheel, an axle for your pinwheel to go on, and you mount that inside of this shampoo bottle that's about this big.
Is this thing like a clunky freaking thing in your hands? Like,
yeah, it's really uncomfortable, because the other thing is the water has to exit. Water comes in, water has to go out somewhere.
so where's the water go out at?
So you have to take the sandwich bags or any kind of bag that you can get, tortilla bag, whatever, and you wrap it around the bottom of it that's open now on your shampoo bottle, and you wrap it on there to make a exit tube for your water. So you have water coming in, water exiting out.
All this just a tattoo.
All this just a tattoo.
You know, running a prison machine is already like riding a bicycle with some handlebars that are about to fall off.
Yes.
Sometimes, if
Yes.
it's, you know, some just slapped together stuff. I got to imagine this is a pain in the ass to set up.
Yes.
You know, if the guards come in, what is the process
Yeah.
of getting this damn thing taken apart
Yeah.
fast enough? You got water going everywhere. It looks like you're flooding the cell.
Yep, pretty much. And I was in an open block. I was in a dorm block. So your height, let's paint this picture. You ready, guys? You're sitting on the ground next to the crapper.
Sanitary.
Really sanitary. Absolutely the epitome of sanitary. Sitting on the ground next to the crapper, tattooing this guy who's got his arm laid across the crapper. It's awesome. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I don't see any staph infections coming from
no
this.
MRSA, no staph. Yeah, it's great. So making this a little more interesting, I manufacture this thing, and then we have to burn ink. I'm sure you've probably mentioned this before.
Right, you're burning hair grease.
Right, burning hair grease.
Anything you can burn that's gonna make soot.
Yeah, make soot. So you make soot.
You make your
ink, and you go to work. And so I finished out this guy's arm from his elbow down to his wrist, and then put two big tattoos on his chest right here, 2 chest plates, and that kept me for the 2 months that I was at the beach jail. Then I left the beach jail, went to Chesapeake. I think I told you some of this. Went to Chesapeake. Chesapeake, you can't do any of that.
Why is that?
Because so the pods there are, it's open,
And the guards in the pod.
the guard sits right in the pod the whole time. So it's really not impossible, it's just super difficult. And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not saying I'm a model inmate or anything like that. I'm just not trying to deal with the hassle.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a hassle involved. So while I was in Chesapeake, I did the drawing thing. You know, oh, you need cards, oh, you need envelopes, blah, 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 and that's what I did.
So they still have physical mail in the jail?
Yes, there are still envelopes. They still give out free envelopes for indigent offenders.
These damn planes, and that's a satellite plane right there. He's got the radar, or the radar plane. Yeah.
But yeah, so Chesapeake, again, no tattooing, just drawing. Hanover, same situation, no tattooing, just drawing. And Hanover has an interesting setup on their toilets. You get 1 flush every 30 minutes.
Get out of town.
It's got a little round sensor.
So there's no such thing as put some water on it?
No, there's no, hey, put some water on it. There's, you drop it, touch the little touchpad, and it flushes 1 time, and that's what you get. Sink is the same way. You touch the pad, it comes on for about 10 seconds and stops. You can do that 5 times, and that's it.
And then how long do you gotta wait?
An hour.
An hour?
An hour. So if you're really thirsty, you're in trouble. Yeah.
And this is at where?
Hanover, Pamunkey Regional Jail.
Holy shit, things have changed.
Yeah.
You know, water, hey, what they used to say, they said water's free.
Water's free, not anymore.
Not at that jail.
Not a Pamunkey.
They got a water bill they're trying to keep in
Yeah,
in perspective.
And they actually, that jail charges more than any of the other jails.
Per day.
Per day. $4 is what it winds up being. $1 a day while you're there.
$3 charge.
$3 when you leave.
So you walk out with a bill.
So you walk out with a bill, which you know, I don't make any bones about it. You're not going to get that. Just take it from my state taxes. Oh, I'm not working. Never mind. So.
Crazy. Look, real quick, let me jump in here. I was doing some thinking while Tom was talking, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if the police came up on us and said that we were trespassing, or if anybody came up on us and asked us what we were filming, what are we doing here, I'm gonna tell them that you're the CEO of Target. And we're doing an interview for when they're getting ready to put this Target in there.
Yeah.
You're talking about, you know, land development and economics and
demographics.
the jobs you're going to bring into here. I shouldn't make any jokes because, again, this used to be a place that was helpful to guys, and now, well, now it's just nothing.
Now it's just an empty parking lot where apparently people were doing a lot of burnouts.
Yeah.
So, because that's all I see is burnouts, which is probably why they put the chains up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess. So
we're parked over there, so we're out of the way. We ain't bothering nobody. Damn, there goes a nut. Look, I'm telling you, man, they're watching us, Tom. Hands down, they can hear us.
Yeah. Well, you got a phone, don't you?
Yeah, they're monitoring everything.
Everything. If you're
they're saying to themselves up in that plane, they're like, is that the CEO of Target down there doing an interview?
Look at that. CEO showed up ahead of time. But I got to tell you, Joe, this last little 5 months sitting in jail was absolutely the most miserable time I served because of the fact that I didn't do anything wrong. I have never been able to say that.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
I've never in my life been able to say that.
All right, hear me out. There's a good reason why I'm laughing. I was thinking as you were saying that, were you the guy?
Was I the guy?
Were you the guy that was in the cell with the guy that's got time?
Yeah.
Were you the guy that was like, man,
no,
I can't wait to get up out of here.
Nope.
I shouldn't be here.
Nope.
I'm getting ready to go home.
I didn't even bother. You know what? I didn't even bother. Because I knew once I went to Virginia Beach and went in front of the judge, and the judge was like, "Why are you here?" I was like, "Okay, this is all gonna be a wash. It's not gonna be that bad. It's gonna be okay." 5 months later, I'm going to myself, "Jeez, did you have to take 5 months to tell me my bad?"
Yeah, and I don't want to make any jokes about that because that does suck that you lost 5 months over something that turned out to be nothing.
Nothing. And again, at some point in time, Joe, I'll remember, and I should have grabbed it today. I should have brought the paperwork with me where they showed it. They tried to violate me on condition 8. When they removed condition 1, they tried to go back 2 years previously and say, "Oh, well, we were actually violating you on condition 8, which is a dirty urine."
Okay, so condition 1 is ultimately bringing back a new charge.
Condition 8 would be a dirty urine. So I had a urine screen come back where they gave me a false positive. They tested me again. It came back inconclusive from the lab. My PO said, "I'm not going to violate you. Just go to a program," which is when I went to Brightview here in Virginia Beach and got tested there, and their test came back negative completely.
Sorry, Tom.
They're just really killing us with the planes today.
This guy's circling around us.
Yeah, but I think
he's about to pull us over.
I think they're going to pull us over any minute now. I'm waiting. I'm looking. So, but yeah, the drug program that I went to was this place called Brightview, and I went within the window of time frame where they, you know, if they tested me, it would come back dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did it immediately. I went in there, did a urine screen comes back negative, completely negative. They said cocaine, the program says, "What cocaine?"
Well,
my PO, of course, says, "Well, just stay in the program." I did. I stayed in the program. Why? Because that was the direction I received. When I got the violation, they originally said it was violation for condition 1. When they amended it, they then turned around and tried to say condition 8. When I went in front of the judge in Virginia Beach, the judge was like, "You can't do that. You sanctioned him. He went to a drug program, never tested dirty, and you let him transfer to another state. You're not going to come back 2 years later and say, 'Oh, he had a dirty urine back in 2021.
Unbelievable.
Yes. So it's just, I'm trying to bring that to people's attention. That everybody's fallible. Everybody can make a mistake. But with the criminal justice system, when they make a mistake,
it's your fault.
It's your fault. Even if it's their fault, it's still your fault.
Yeah. Well,
so
I don't want to make this super long.
Sure.
I want to get to a conclusion with this, and there's two things that I want to ask and I guess say. The first is, yesterday you had mentioned that you heard while you were locked up in Maryland from some prisoner that if you go to Walmart, they're going to give you a $500 gift card.
Yep.
Tom, that's not true at all.
Not at all.
There's nothing online about anywhere where Walmart's going to be giving away a $500 gift card.
Awesome.
So you got a little bit of bad information.
I got bad information.
Right there.
Doesn't surprise me.
And you know, when I looked up, does Walmart give gift cards to people coming home or newly released? I looked it up any which way you can.
Nothing.
It came back the address to Chuck E. Cheese because you look like a clown.
Clown.
Believing.
Thanks.
Not you, but just anybody would. Walmart ain't giving away nothing. Certainly ain't giving away no $500 gift card.
Wow, imagine that. I mean, just think, I'm just going to say this though. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be, in a perfect world, a giant conglomerate big box store like that actually giving back? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, but it's a business, you know, and a business is not set up to just give away, especially not no $500. So, like Maury Povich said, that was a lie.
You're not the baby dad.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not the baby dad.
The second thing that I want to say is you mentioned something completely brand new to me, a water-driven tattoo device.
Yes.
Can you make it?
Yes.
I hope that we get the opportunity to showcase
we're going
this.
That's going to happen.
Here on After Prison Show, because I would be just blown away to see this.
Yeah, we're going to do this. That's going to happen.
Okay, well, we're going to try to make that happen some kind of a way.
Yeah.
We've got some plans. You and I have discussed about future things that we could do together. I'd like to be able to feature you. I'd like to be able to showcase you and your journey. Because even though the last time that we filmed, yesterday, was a little rough around the edges and a little all over the place, the bottom line is, Tom, you're coming home after serving 5 months, and you're sleeping on somebody's couch. You got limited resources, you're handicapped, you can't really work. So even if a place like this did exist, it probably wouldn't be, you know, of much help to you, but maybe it would. Maybe it would have some resource.
Yeah, they might have something, you know.
We got your bike in the back of my truck, your current transportation, how you're getting back and forth to the job that you're working 2 days a week, and you got a valid driver's license.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to showcase.
Speaking of, hold on. Just when I said I have certain things, so I mentioned.
You got your glasses.
Got my glasses.
You got
I have my sobriety.
Yep.
And I got to keep that.
Your driver's license.
Driver's license.
Did you take that picture in prison?
No.
I took mine in prison.
Did you? No. Mine was actually in the real world.
Yeah, I think I got my driver's license. I mean, I obviously got my driver's license out here, and I think I took another picture for that. But when I got my ID to come home, DMV was at.
DMV, yeah.
Hey, Tom, appreciate you sharing, man. It's good to see you.
Absolutely.
We're going to go get some lunch, take you to work, and get with you again real soon.
Right on. I got one thing to say. Be kind, it's free.
Yeah, that's a good tagline to have.
Thanks, man.
All right, take care, buddy.
Peace.
I'm going to act like I'm walking away like we're not both just riding together. Hey, forgive me. I'm still kind of rough around the edges with this. A little bit of spit on the lens, right? So I don't even really know how to wrap this up. Tom, it's good to see you.
Absolutely, man.
And we'll talk with you again real soon.
Yeah. Later.
Take care.